we have, guys. First bass of the day, swim jig, black and blue. Anyways, guys, this is not a monster bass, but we're actually out here trying to catch multiple species. So my goal here today is actually to try to catch myself some crappie as well as some pike, because I really need to get a few more points in the Jigs and Bigs multi-species, but you know, it's always fun catching these guys. Well, guys, swim jig is the deal. That's number 2 on the black and blue Booyah swim jig with my own little black and green trailer. Now that's something that I make myself with Do It molds. If you guys are interested in that, I'm going to be doing a series this fall on bait making. I'm going to be doing a lot of videos on the colors that I make and how I make plastics, things like that. A lot of people have asked me to do that, so I will be doing some recording this fall, so be on the lookout for those videos. When I can't fish, I tend to make baits, so it's a good way for you guys to learn how to make colors, what to do, and how to create different creations. Overall, guys, I think it's going to be a pretty good day. I've seen a lot of bait fish moving around. I've seen a lot of activity in general. These fish are hitting pretty aggressively. I'm really hoping to luck my way into a crappie so that I can move up in the Jigs and Bigs tournament. But if I can get some bigger than average largemouth, that will also help as well, because I'm at this point just chasing tiebreakers. There's about a 4-way tie for the money, and then I just need to up my size of total length to beat the tiebreakers. The tournament officially ends as of tonight, so I have until the end of day today to really get all these fish on the board, see if I can get in the money on one more tournament this year. Come here, man. Oh, come on. Okay. Here you go, guys. A little slime dart. That does definitely help me with the inches for sure. Whatever this is, it's big. It's fighting hard on the other. Oh, little bass. So that's a 14-inch bass. I don't know, guys, if he counts towards the tournament. I'm gonna check right now. I did just put that pike on the board. That definitely helps. You're gonna see what I entered for a bass. Yeah, my smallest is 13.25, so that's a 0.75 cull. Come here, man. Pretty chunky little guy. Nice little jig fish. Surprised me, he actually hit it on the run instead of on the fall. Pretty good sized fish though, pretty good girth on him, guys. Let's see where he measures up. He's actually going to be a little bit of a cull, so we're going to use him. Ooh, another pikey. He might be long enough to be worth it. So it's a 17-inch pike, guys. That actually ups my call a little bit more. We're getting closer, guys. We're getting closer. Pretty happy about that fish catch. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to use this Texas rig again though. This thing is pretty matted up. I'm pretty sure he shredded this line. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I might have to retire this rod for the day, simply because I don't know if this bait's gonna hold up to another bite, and I really don't have time to tie another leader. So a little trick here, guys. What I'm doing is I'm actually fishing the edges of the pads with a Berkeley creature hog, but what I'm doing is actually casting it up over the pads, and then I reel it across the top of the pads, and then I let it just drop off the front, so it creates a little bit of commotion before it lands, and those bass that are a little bit deeper in, they'll track that pad movement, and then when they see it come down in front of the pads, they lash out and strike against it. It's a little trick I learned. It's kind of like fishing a Zoom horny toad, but it's a little bit different because the whole point is not to get a strike on top of the pads. It's more or less just to create a little bit of extra noise before the bait falls, to create some awareness for those bass that are a little bit deeper in the pads. Come on, man. There's a fish in there somewhere. Fish salad, anyone? There's a fish in there somewhere. There he is. I don't think he's gonna help, but that does tell me that I made the right move coming over here. Yeah, he's only 12 and a half, so he's not gonna help, but fish salad. Man, all kinds of grass in that mess. Well guys, I'm on the final stretch here, working my way around, almost back to the ramp, and probably gonna have to call it a day. I do not know where I ended up, so I will have to put a little note up here to show you guys where I ended up finally. I don't know if I ended up in the money or not. It was pretty close. I made the decision to try to cull up instead of chasing a crappie. A crappie is a species that I've not caught a lot of in my life, and I knew that I could run around and find some pike. I knew I could run around and find some bigger than average largemouth, and I was just kind of hoping that I could maybe get into a couple 20 inchers or a couple 20 plus inch pike, which are in here, and try to beat the tiebreakers. So the way this tournament works is I have to have those extra inches to get that place, because there's like a 5-way tie for 4th right now. If you guys haven't checked it out already, I highly recommend checking out the Jigs and Bigs Multi-Species Scavenger Hunt Tournament. It's held on Fishing Chaos. It's a lot of fun. It creates a whole different dynamic for your fishing. It makes you chase things like crappie. It makes you bring out, you know, bobbers and crappie baits when you're a bass fisherman, because you want to catch another species. It's a really fun tournament. I highly, highly recommend getting into it, guys. I want to thank you guys for coming along with me. If you haven't already, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and as always, let's get out there, catch more fish. GoPro, stop recording.